Over the past year, for my Duke of Egg Gold Award, the skill I aimed to learn was cooking. So every week, one time a week, I cooked a new dish, totaling to 43 dishes over the last year, especially if you're gonna be living in res next year. Pull out those notepads, pull out those pens, get ready to take some notes because I'm about to share with you 3 of the most simple and delicious recipes that I learned to cook. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is David Liu. I'm an incoming university student at Western. So the first dish is curry fried rice, and it's kind of a fusion between Indian food and Chinese food. And the combo might not sound that good initially, but it is absolutely amazing, and I think it's John's favorite lunch, right? Maybe. Okay, so these are the ingredients that we need for the curry fried rice. It's not much, it's very simple. So the first thing is, of course, the rice. I actually used a rice cooker and made the rice fresh. But you can just cook all the rice at the beginning of the week and put it in the fridge. Next, we need to talk about our meat of choice. With curry fried rice, you have many different options. You can go with ham, chicken, sausage, barbecue pork. Today, just because I have sausage, I'm gonna use sausage, but it is flexible. It's the same thing with vegetables. You can totally choose what you like with your fried rice. You can go with peppers, onions, corn, zucchini. Everything is okay, but today, we'll just be going with peppers and onions, keeping it simple. And 2 optional eggs. I think eggs always add some nice flavor to it, so I will be adding the eggs. And lastly, of course, the curry powder flavor. Step 1 is to cut the meat. I think in general, a good rule with fried rice is to cut your meat and your vegetables as small as possible. So you want to go slice and dice them. Sorry for any vegetarians watching this video. And I think that is good enough. So we'll move the meat to the side. When working with your vegetables, please do not forget to wash them. I feel like onions are very satisfying to peel. I know I probably don't have the correct chopping technique, but I still haven't had an accident, so it's alright. Like, I know Gordon Ramsay encourages us to use our knuckles. You've seen those videos too.
This part of the knuckle is going to guide the knife. Fingers on top of the onion, point the knife towards the root and try to get as close to the root as possible.
Okay, so we actually got a new stove. Now everything is all digital. Do you know how to turn this on, John?
No.
Oh?
What's that?
Sick, dude. Okay, dude, that's probably not good. I didn't wash my hands. Okay, so we have our 2 dishes of fried rice. This first one is for John Liu. Take it. And the second one will be for our dad. So I'll go bring this up to him. And yeah, that's our first dish. Next dish we'll be cooking is teriyaki chicken. Okay, so our next dish, teriyaki chicken, is very simple. We have rice, we have chicken, and again, you can choose whichever vegetable you want. There's supposed to be broccoli, but there's no more broccoli. So we will adapt and use some cauliflower instead. Usually I would say the step one is first to cut and marinate the chicken, but this time, because we are using cauliflower, which takes significantly longer to cook than broccoli, I'm gonna first cut up and wash the cauliflower and get the water boiling. And that way the cauliflower can actually finish in time. You really only need a little bit of water and a touch of oil in there too. Oh, science, water and oil don't mix. And I'm just gonna add a touch of salt. Oh, and by the way, it's Sam behind the camera now. So we have our cauliflower on the side, and then when the water boils, we will add the cauliflower in. Step two for us is to cut and marinate the chicken. It's really just adding teriyaki sauce. So we can actually hear the water boiling, so it's not something we actually have to pay attention to. But now that the water is boiling, we can shove the cauliflower into the pot. And that's why it's important not to cut the cauliflower and broccoli too small, because if it's too small, then it will literally disintegrate in the pot. Shove on the lid and then come back in 10 minutes. And in the meantime, we have our chicken done. So with the chicken, we can just add this into a bowl. We actually don't have teriyaki sauce, but I think an equally good, if not better substitute is to add oyster sauce and soy sauce, because oyster sauce adds a really nice flavor that just teriyaki does not have. Mom, get out! Okay. You really only need a little bit of oyster sauce just for the flavor. So this is the slightly messy part where we need to get our hands in there. After you put the cauliflower in and the water starts boiling, you should probably turn down the heat. So let's turn it down to say like a 3 or a 2 out of 10, and just allow this cauliflower to keep on boiling.
While you were washing your hands, I zoomed the camera in on your fat butt.
Okay, so I think honestly it should be heated well enough. We only need the chicken to marinate for a few minutes. So let's just toss the chicken in the pan. Hopefully it's hot enough. Yeah, that's it. You just need to listen to that crackle. When you first put the chicken in, you just allow it to sit there and not stir. I think there's a tendency to stir, but this will allow it to just get crispy. Add some sesame seeds. And just adding a little bit of green, a bit of health. So with the cauliflower, the last step is to just drain it. Cauliflower does not have to be seasoned, so we literally can just add this to the salad. And this would look better with the green of broccoli, but the light cauliflower also looks really nice. And that is lunch number 2, teriyaki chicken. Long day of cooking, but we are on our last and final dish, and that is Mexican fajita bowls. This dish will be for me and Sam. What are you doing?
This is a woman, do it.
Okay, so we have our ingredients. First, of course, is rice. This is a very rice-centric video. For our meat, we're having ground beef, but for something like a fajita Mexican bowl, something like chicken would also work very well. There's always flexibility. You can honestly add whichever vegetables you want. And I think that something that is worth adding definitely is beans, but we don't have beans, so we're just not gonna add that. But they will upgrade the taste a lot. So that was our rice, meat, vegetables, and lastly is just our sauces. So we have our tomato sauce and some chili powder. So this is probably the simplest dish of them all, because with ground beef, you don't have to chop it. You can literally cut the vegetables and then toss everything into one pan. And while it preheats, we'll just quickly chop up the vegetables. This was already washed, so do not forget to wash the vegetables. combo is. I know I probably don't have the correct chopping technique, but I still haven't had an accident, so it's alright. Sick.
Am I gonna do something?
Yeah, so now that we've got the vegetables cut, step 2 is literally just to toss everything in there. We always put the onions in first. And now that we've had everything cooking and everything is almost done, this is where we can add our sauces. So we have our tomato sauce. You want more or less? You want more. Feeling more? We'll add a little bit of chili powder.
Oh my. Dude, add more than that.
Dude, chill out, okay?
Okay, yeah, that was good. That's good.
Cool. So we have our last and final dish, Mexican fajita bowls with ground beef. So those were 3 dishes. We had our curry fried rice, teriyaki chicken, and lastly our Mexican fajita bowls. That was 3 simple but delicious dishes in under 15 minutes. I hope you enjoyed. I would greatly appreciate if you could like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.